So, a very common thing that a lot of Draconic users do is that they will use Black Divinity to get the damage buff, then they will use Evening Shade. What many people believe is that since Evening Shade does so much damage, using Black Divinity to Evening Shade will do more damage than Evening Shade to Decapitating Sunder. However, I never actually do this, and I still get either just as much or even more damage than those that do use this tech. So, as the alleged best Draconic player, I'll attest how effective this is. So, to actually test this, I've unequipped my pet and went into Perkle Alpha solo for each of my trials. First, I'll test out the amount of damage dealt by the Black Divinity and Evening Shade tech. So, we can see that it had done 316k damage. Next, I'll test out the amount of damage that I deal with just Evening Shade and Decapitating Sunder. So, we can see that the damage dealt normally is much higher than that of the Black Divinity tech. This dealt about 422k damage, as opposed to just 316k, which is over 100k more. However, you will almost never just use these two moves, and most of the time, you'll pretty much always use Vermida alongside them, since it basically comes out instantly if you tap it. So, I'll test out the damage on both with their own full combos. Here's the Black Divinity tech with all the moves. Again, it'll last a bit longer so that we can see the full damage of Vermida with debuffs. So, it deals just under 500k damage. And here's the normal Draconic combo, with just the base 3 moves and no supports. This dealt about 650k damage, which is over 200k more than the Black Divinity tech. So, I suppose that using Black Divinity isn't actually better than just using Draconic normally. It requires more effort than simply using Draconic without support, and doesn't deal more damage. Support Draconic continues to be basically useless, aside from healing if you're low, or using I am a support as an excuse for leeching, and just spamming Mending Flame in the corner.